My presentation will be looking on the impact of technology to young schoolgirls, social interaction and behavior development, a case study from New Hope for Girls Center, Dar es Salaam. My presentation will cover the abstract, objective, study population, methods, results, conclusions, and recommendation. The abstract. This was a case study design which aimed at determining the impact of technology to young girls' social interaction and behavior development. The study was conducted at New Hope for Girls Center using purposive random sampling in the selection of its participants. The findings show that the children, and more importantly girls, are being exposed to technology at their very low ages, the fact which negatively impact on their social interaction and behavior development. Consequently, through technology, young girls adapt to ill sex practice and other ill behavior that lead to poor academic performance and dropping of school, and hence young mothers, the fact which destroy their life destiny. In order to rescue the young girls from repercussion of technology, the government and different humanitarian agencies, both at national and international level, should establish policies that will promote child user-friendly technology. On the other, parents and community in general should ensure the technological items owned by children are well monitored to make that these are used for the constructive purpose to the children. Objective of my study. The main objective is to determine the impact of technology to the development of young schoolgirls' social interaction and behavior. Study population. The study population involved young girls aged between 10 years old to 17 from the New Hope for Girls Center located in Dar es Salaam, who were obtained using purposive random sampling. In this regard, 16 girls were selected and filled the questionnaires. Methods. The questionnaires were developed in English and then translated into Swahili and distributed to the respondent through a purposive random sampling method. The data was screened and analyzed using a computer application named SPSS 16.0. The participation of the respondents was based on their own consent and at the center. The result. The technology mostly used among the schoolgirls of aged between 10 to 17 years old. In relation to the study, it was determined that the most of girls start being exposed to technology at their very low age, although majority of them vary. 56% start using technological tools at 14 years old to 15 years old, and 25% of the girls at the age of 10 to 13 years old, while 19% of the young girls start using technology at the 16 years and above. The most of them are exposed to television, mobile phones, iPad, tablets, and computer, where the majority of them spend the most of their time. It was also discovered that most of the technological tools, especially mobile phones, owned by these young girls are either not monitored or not produced by their parent, the fact which in one way or another contributes to the moral decay and ill sexual practice with those supplying items as a reward. This was determined after the majority of respondents, 14 out of 16, equal to 80.5%, having said that only few girls have phones or iPads produced and even known by their parents. The impact of technology to girls' social interaction and social behavior. The study is also identified that technology has negative impacts to young girls, more importantly, to young schoolgirls, as it is revealed by 81% of respondents against 19% of respondents who saw nothing negative of technology to young girls. Among the revealed negative implication of technology to girls' social interaction and development include adoption of ill behavior resulting to early sexual practice, child marriage, and early pregnancy. Other effects include prostitution, disobedience, school attendance irregularities, low school performance. On emphasis, the following have been quoted from the respondents. The technology has influenced young girls to accurate to negative attitude through being exposed to social media, where they spend of their time chatting on Facebook, WhatsApp, and other social media, the fact which result to majority of schoolgirls not being busy on their study and hence poorly performing at school. The use of technology has different implications to young girls due to this spending much of their time chatting and watching pornography movies that influence young girls to indulge in sex practice. Therefore, basing on this, there is a clear relationship between the technology and young girls' development and social behavior, considering that this can be in one way or another shape their social behavior and interaction. The results concur with that of Kareka 2012 on his article entitled Effect of Technology on Children, which indicates that technology develops poor social skills to children while spending most of their time playing video and games, watching television, and using social networks like Facebook. As the more time they spend using these technologies, the more time they spend alone and hence minimizing to socialize with other peers. Despite of the number of pitfalls of technology, the findings are also revealed that technology has some advantages to young girls. It can contribute to girls' empowerment in case it is properly used. This one can empower them academically, expose them to the world, and prepare girls to job market and self-employment. Conclusion. Therefore, it is obvious to say that technology, if it is not well monitored, should be much negative implication to the social well-being of our young girls due to the latter being exposed to things that corrupt their attitude and behavior. Recommendation. In relation to the findings, the study has come with the following recommendation. First, the government should set a policy which will govern the use of technology to children, including young girls, and establish rules that will limit children from accessing the technology that seems harmful to social well-being of the children. Second, the parents and other caregivers to ensure that they monitor all the technological item and information accessible to the children. For example, parents and teachers should make improvements check up to the school bags and dormitories to make sure young girls are not in possession of phones from identified suppliers. Last, technological innovation should aim at improving and empowering children and young girls in particular so that they can be able to employ themselves and to compete in a job market. Thank you very much for listening.